What's up, House of Payne fans? Thank you for tuning in today. I'm so excited to share with you all that we'll be getting more guest stars, or should we say new friends, to the show in season 13. They're bringing the heat this season with their own drama, and of course you know the Payne's always got something going on. So baby, here's the tea. A no-nonsense police officer arrives at Calvin and Miranda's condo after getting a call about a domestic disturbance. I'm still stuck on why they call it Calvin and Miranda's condo, cause one, they're divorced and no longer live together, and two, isn't Laura staying with Calvin now? So if anything, maybe there will be some drama stirring between Calvin and Laura and the fight happens to jump off. Perhaps it's Miranda and Laura going at it in a cat fight. They had a few tense moments in the previous season, so I think something is bound to jump off between those two due to Calvin and whatnot. Or maybe they will have some company over that may start that domestic disturbance. This could collide with the Regina and Deacon Turner situation too that I'm going to get into in just a moment. But a domestic disturbance doesn't sound too good, so that will be interesting to hear about. And speaking of domestic disturbances, we have a new friend to the show, and her name is Regina. She's a black, sweet, and an attractive mid-aged woman named Regina. She just moved to Atlanta from Miami after marrying her newlywed husband, who happens to be a deacon, and Regina is optimistic about joining a social club and meeting new people. She has some skeletons in the closet, which becomes harder to hide due to her abusive husband, and she's unsure about what to do to resolve it. Now, baby girl, I got a solution for you. It's called grit ball. You boil it, throw it, and swap that frying pan across his head. That's what she needs to do. Like, come on, like, the man is 30 years her senior. I'm sure he don't got that much strength to fight a grit ball. Hitting him with the frying pan just might be the icing on the cake and be enough to take him to the king. Slap me once and that'll be your last offering messing with me. Shoot, torn in pieces. Literally. I just know I'm not going to like this man once this storyline comes into fruition. Anytime I hear about little boys, and yes, I said little boys, a woman beater is not a man. But anytime I hear about an abusive guy or woman, it just makes my blood boil. Because out of all the non-harmful alternatives, you choose to cause physical harm to someone who's just trying to love you. I really feel for Regina, and I hope that there's a silver lining for her at the end of this, and that she finds the strength to leave that man. I don't understand why she married him to begin with, because I'm sure the red flags were already there. But hey, we will see. And that leads me to introduce you to the woman beater, Deacon Turner, who is an 80-year-old elder with old man strength and abuses his wife, Regina, on the regular. Turner, whom Ella has been associated with for 40 years, teams up with Ella to discuss a new streaming program featuring their church ministry. Word about Regina's abusive marriage is spreading around the church community. Still blind to who the abuser is, Ella hears about it and becomes disappointed and concerned. She later confronts Turner about it. He doesn't take her seriously and accuses Ella of being a malicious gossip. Y'all see what guilt do? Once a true accusation comes out against a person, they try to turn it around on the other person and play victim to protect their guilt. Obviously, he gets defensive and begins protesting, which is a big red flag when accused of something, because it often indicates that the person has something to hide, and his reactions will speak volumes, I'm sure. Ooh, I just can't wait to see this. My pressure will be up, but damn sure we'll be entertained, won't we? I'm there for it all. Now, moving on to Malik. Malik works for a councilman who goes by the name Sylvester Dustman. He's a warm, down-to-earth guy who highly favors Malik and happens to give him a ride home, and Malik invites him to have dinner with the family, only to go out of the ordinary and try to be a perfectionist to impress Councilman Sylvester, but Mr. Dustman's prefer realness over perfectionism. And I love that we're finally getting to see a glimpse of Malik's professional life and who he's associating with, like his boss, and we're finally seeing him on camera. I think this episode will deliver a message to just be yourself and not to be so constrained, because as much as we like everything to be perfect, the reality is that nothing is perfect, and realness is a more comfortable shoe to wear. If it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. That's all I'm saying. Now, let's see what's going on with Jazzy. So, Jazzy is dealing with a slacker this season who is Charming, sweet, a black male in his early 20s like Jazzy. He goes to the same university as Jasmine, studying math as his major. He comes over to study with Jasmine for their African American history class exam, a class he's struggling in, and needs Jasmine's help in efforts to save his baseball scholarship. Now Jazzy gives him old copies of her old essays, and both of them winds up getting in trouble when Jackson reuses her words on his own copy. Now, anybody who finesses smarter knows to paraphrase the words and change the style of the wording. You can say the exact same thing someone else said, but in a different way to minimize the suspicion. Like, come on, man. Look for different sources that back up the statements. Change the citing or something. Get crafty. Obviously, this backfires on him due to his laziness, and now their college life is in jeopardy. This will be a cringe moment for Jazzy since she is the honest student, but I have no sympathy for Jackson because he started all of this, in my opinion, and is manipulating Jazzy with the sympathy card to get what he wants just by doing the bare minimum. This will probably be just like when her ex-boyfriend Caleb was pressuring her to have sex with him, but this time it's about academia, if you know what I'm saying. So hopefully this will be just a dramatic scare and somehow Jazzy gets off the hook eventually. I don't mind if Jackson get his karma because cheaters never win and winners never cheat. Okay. Now, so here's what we got on Peanut. Peanut might be walking the altar soon himself as he just put a ring on, or an imaginary ring I should say, on this new lady he met online who goes by the name of Peaches. She's a black, beautiful, and sophisticated looking woman without any class. Lover of self, like the Book of Revelation mentions. The two never met in person. Lord. On their first date, Peaches neglected to mention to Peanut that she's on probation for a case that's top secret. Apparently, she's just another gold digger looking for a wealthy man so she don't have to work. Isn't that the dream, Peaches? If only I can find a wealthy woman. I'd be the stay-at-home cleanup man. Shoot, this 9-to-5 life is ghetto. But Peanut, come on, man. You in your 40s now. Grow the hell up. This man needs to go to school and learn some common sense. Like, really. Like, I know you can do better than this dog. But hey, that's why they call him Peanut. Nutty in the most possible way. I'm sure this engagement will be short-lived. It will be over by the end of the episode. Trust me. And in other news, it looks like Curtis and Floyd will be finally opening a new restaurant for their barbecue brand. Hopefully this calls for a new set as well, which means new scenery that this show desperately needs. I'm so tired of going back and forth to the family's homes. Like, I understand it's called House of Payne because they are the Paynes and they are in the house. But we need to get out of the house sometimes, okay? Let's see CJ's office again. Bring back the help center. Let's see Jazzy on campus like we seen Malik on campus during his college experience or something. I still love what we get from the show, don't get me wrong, but it's lacking that additional scenery that's related to what they talk about all the time, if you know what I mean. We get all talk but not enough visions. You can talk about something all you want, but if we can't see it on screen, it's gonna be hard to visualize and find the humor in it most of the time. I guess they want us to use our imagination, but that can only go so far, you know. I got to see it with my own eyes. But anywho, Floyd and Ella put Curtis onto this cheesehead who's a food vlogger and goes by the name of Kobe Jack. He's a black, ostentatious guy in his mid-30s with a following of 50K on social media. He's passionate about food and good at it, obviously. Him and Curtis have a rocky start, but eventually become friends once Kobe Jack gets a taste of Curtis's barbecue and gives him a great review that will help bring his business to its peak. And that's all the tea I got to spill for you. It sounds like the writers really got some irons in the fire for the future season, and I'm here for it all. We still have the second half of season 12 to see in the fall. So I believe we're going to see all this unfold in 2024, but that'll be here before you know it. And I'm pretty excited. I pray we actually see Curtis's restaurant so we can have a new set to look at for a change and perhaps change the dynamic of the show a bit. But what about y'all? Let me know how y'all feel in the comment section. I love you for listening today, and I will see you next time right here on Joshua.